Every 2 weeks, your paycheck hits your bank account. Clockwork, routine, for most people, the whole reason they get up in the morning. In 1992, a retired Wall Street analyst named Joe Dominguez and a social innovator named Vicki Robin published a book called Your Money or Your Life. And their central argument was this: every dollar you earn costs you something you can never get back. It's not just labor and it's not just time. It's what Dominguez called your life energy, the actual irreplaceable hours of human existence you trade to get it. Once you run the math for yourself, most paychecks stop looking like income. They start looking like receipts for hours of your life. Here's the idea in its plainest form. You go to work. You trade hours of your life for dollars. Those dollars are, in a very real sense, congealed hours. Frozen life energy you can carry around in your wallet. That sounds obvious when you say it out loud, but Dominguez and Robin argued that almost nobody actually lives as if they believe it. We don't price things in life energy. We price them in dollars, and those are not the same unit. Think of it like this. Imagine every price tag at every store showed hours of your life instead of dollars. A new pair of sneakers isn't $150, it's 7 hours. That leather jacket isn't $400, it's 3.5 workdays. That car upgrade you were considering? 2 years of your life, give or take. That single shift in framing is the entire book in one move, and honestly, it's kind of brilliant. Because the moment you start looking at purchases as hours, some of them suddenly feel like bargains. Groceries, your kid's first bike, a good pair of boots you'll wear for a decade. Other purchases start looking absolutely insane. The daily $5 coffee, the premium cable package nobody watches, the impulse buys that pile up in a closet until you donate them still new, with the tags on. Dominguez used to tell people that money is the one thing most of us trade our life energy for, and yet it's the one thing we rarely stop to actually look at. You look at your groceries, you look at your car, you look at your closet, you almost never look at the line item on your budget labeled hours of my life. But here's where your money or your life gets teeth. Because the book doesn't stop at metaphor, it hands you a formula. Dominguez and Robin argued that your stated hourly wage, the number on your offer letter, is a lie. Not a malicious lie, just an incomplete one. Your real hourly wage is a lot lower, because the true cost of your job isn't just the hours you clock at your desk, it's everything your job takes from you that wouldn't exist if you didn't have it. Start with the commute, 30 minutes each way. That's 5 hours a week you're not getting paid for, but you're absolutely trading. Add the cost of gas, car maintenance, the second car your household probably has because you both commute. That's money leaving your account because of your job. Now add work clothes you wouldn't otherwise buy. Lunch is out because you didn't have time to pack one. The daily coffee that exists to counteract the Monday meeting. The decompression drink on Friday because the week ground you down. The Amazon orders placed at midnight because you're too tired to do anything but scroll. The therapy you're paying for to process a work environment that's eating you alive. All of it. Job costs. Hours and dollars you would not spend if you weren't working this particular job. When you run that calculation in full and the book walks you through it step by step, the number that comes out the other side is sobering. Someone who thinks they earn $50 an hour is often actually earning $25. Someone earning $100,000 a year is really clearing maybe $55 or $60 after life energy costs. The rest of the money essentially gets paid right back to the job in the form of commute, clothes, food, and coping mechanisms. This number, whatever yours turns out to be, is called your real hourly wage. It's the honest number, the one you should actually be using when you price anything, because the real one tells the truth about what a thing costs. The stated one on your pay stub is closer to marketing. Okay, that's the math, but running that math only gets you halfway. The real insight is what you do with the number once you have it. Dominguez and Robin laid out a 9-step program for this, and you don't need all 9 to feel the book's gravity. The core mechanics go like this. Step 1 is making peace with the past. You calculate every dollar you've ever earned in your lifetime, add it all up, and compare it to what you actually have now. For most people, this is a horror show. Millions of dollars have passed through their hands, and they have almost nothing to show for it. That math, harsh as it is the wake-up call. Step 2 is tracking every cent. Not just every expense, every single cent in and every single cent out. Cash transactions, coffee runs, loose change. You can't manage what you don't measure, and you definitely can't see what you're trading your life energy for if you don't know where it's going. Step 3 is monthly tabulation. You take every category of spending and convert it using your real hourly wage into hours of life energy. That coffee habit isn't $30 a week anymore, it's an hour and a half of your life every week gone. Step 4 is where it gets interesting. For every category, you ask 3 questions. Did I get fulfillment and satisfaction in proportion to the hours I spent? Is this spending aligned with my values and life purpose? How would this change if I didn't have to work for a living? Those 3 questions are nuclear, because you start discovering that some things you spend on light you up, and some things you spend on are pure friction. Things you buy to tolerate a job you wouldn't need to tolerate if you weren't buying them. This is what Robin and Dominguez called the fulfillment curve. Up to a point, more spending does buy more happiness. A roof, food, a bed, a bike, then there's a plateau they named enough. Past enough, every additional dollar buys clutter, stress, and the job you need to afford the clutter and the stress. Quick note before we get to the big reveal. If you want more breakdowns like this every week, the books that quietly changed how people think about money, the subscribe button is right there. Takes a second. All right, back to it. Here's where the book cracks open something most people miss the first time they read it. Dominguez and Robin built their entire system toward one specific moment they called the crossover point. It works like this. Once you're tracking every dollar and converting spending into life energy, you become ruthlessly efficient at cutting anything that doesn't deliver real value. Your expenses drop. At the same time, you start directing the surplus into simple, low-cost index investments. At some point, the monthly income from those investments rises to meet and then cross your monthly expenses. That's the crossover point. That's the moment your money starts earning more than you need to live, and paid employment quietly becomes optional. The math works on almost any income. A nurse living in a Midwestern town can hit the crossover point in her mid-40s. A 6-figure engineer in the Bay Area who buys every lifestyle upgrade might never hit it. It's not about how much you earn. It's about the gap between what you earn and what you actually need. This is the idea that launched the modern FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. Every blog, every podcast, every Reddit thread about saving 60% of your income and walking away from work in your 30s, they all trace back, directly or indirectly, to Joe Dominguez and Vicki Robin. Dominguez himself walked away from Wall Street at 31, never worked for money again, and spent the rest of his life teaching what he'd learned. He died in 1997. Robin has carried the work forward ever since. But here's the deeper truth the book is actually about, and this is the part most FIRE blogs miss entirely. The point isn't early retirement, the point is enough. Once you know what enough actually looks like for you, in dollars and in hours of your life, you're free, whether you keep working or not, whether you retire at 35 or 70. You stop buying things to cope with a job you only need to cope with because you're buying things. That loop breaks, and once that loop breaks, you start getting your life back in a way that has almost nothing to do with the number in your brokerage account. So, back to that paycheck. It still hits your account every 2 weeks. The dollar's still clear. Nothing about the outside of the transaction has changed. But if Dominguez and Robin were right, and 3 decades of readers and an entire movement suggest they were, the inside of it looks completely different now. Every dollar in that paycheck is hours of your life. Every line item on your credit card statement is a trade you made, knowingly or not, with time you cannot get back. The question the book leaves you with isn't whether to stop spending. It's whether the things you're spending on are actually worth the hours. Some will be, some absolutely won't. And the gap between those 2 lists is where financial independence, or at least financial sanity, actually begins. If this breakdown hit for you, we do one every week on the books that change how people think about money. Hit subscribe so the next one lands in your feed. And if you want the deeper mechanics of the crossover point next, the video on screen walks through the math in detail. Start there.